Hey, everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com coming to you with the Friday edition of Today in Sports Betting. Scott, we are coming down the home stretch on the World Series, man. Seems like the season just started a couple months ago, doesn't it?
No. We've been going through every single game this season. Besides Sundays, it does not feel like it feels like it's been 120 games instead of 60.
Really?
For me, yes. I feel like this has been a long one. And then again, I also didn't used to have a podcast where I gave out my picks on every single game for 162 days.
Yeah, baseball's a bit of a slog for you, isn't it? It's never
Baseball's fine. It's just a matter of I know it must have felt like a prison sentence. You were going through every game for about, 7 months?
Yeah. We started like around the 1st of May and did every game every day. So
we were both profitable in baseball, so it wasn't like it was, our Achilles heel or anything. It's just
Agreed.
There's so much going on, and there's nothing more frustrating than not knowing who the pitchers are like 5 hours before the actual start of the game. There are a lot of specifics that I just found very frustrating with baseball this season. It made sense because managers had to shift around the rotation with the injuries and stuff like that. The 7-inning doubleheaders didn't help either for the actual lines, but I don't know. When you say it feels like it just started, I do not feel that way, but that's just me.
Fair enough. Yeah, nothing more exciting going, well, let's take a look at the Cardinals game. Oh, they're off until next week.
Yep.
Sorry about that, guys. But we do have one thing that kind of held true, Scott, is we got the teams with the two best records that ended up in the World Series. So,
and they're tied 1-1. So whatever.
They're tied 1-1. What else could you want? We got a hell of a pitchers matchup tonight as the Los Angeles Dodgers go against the Tampa Bay Rays. Dodgers minus 146, plus 135 on the Rays side. 7 and the hook is your number there for the total, Scott. We get to see Walker Buehler go against Charlie Morton for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Big game Morton.
Who you got here? Boy, he is big game Morton, too.
Mm-hmm. They got to come up with a better nickname that something involves that. But for this game in itself, for the value, I would lean Tampa just based on money line prices because I think that this pitching matchup is, based on playoff results, pretty even.
Yeah.
Might even argue that Tampa has an advantage based on playoff results, even though Buehler is regarded as, in just mainstream whatever, as being the better overall pitcher. But I still have an issue with the way Tampa generates runs. I know they scored 6 runs. They scored 6 runs in game
6-4, yes, sir.
They scored 6. It's the same thing every time. They're only going to score via home run. The only question is, do they have anybody on base whenever they score? And Lau had 2 home runs. Good for him. He finally woke up at the plate. The bullpen tried to blow it late, but the Dodgers couldn't capitalize. Overall, I'm going to lean to the under because I know we've seen a lot of some high-scoring games so far in the first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
These 2 starting pitchers are really good, so I would lean to the first 5 under. I know that it was available at 4 last night. I don't know if it's still there or not. Maybe somewhere it is, probably decently juiced, but I would lean to the first 5 under 4.
Yeah, these are 2 pitchers that most likely aren't going to get that quick hook in the second or third inning.
They could hypothetically because you do have the day off yesterday, so you should have a pretty refreshed bullpen.
I understand that. No, I'm not talking about from a.
In terms of talent, they should be able to go distance, but I'm saying if something goes wrong, they might have a quick hook.
I don't think they will. I think if these guys get a couple guys on base, maybe even give up a run, I think the managers are still going to sit on their hands based on what these guys have done in the past. I mean, these are 2 guys that have been really pretty unbelievable in the playoffs overall and really, really good this year. Buehler's made 4 starts, got 19 innings. He's got a 1.89 ERA. Here's the part that's troubling for Tampa Bay, Scott. He struck out 29 batters in 19 innings. That doesn't bode well for a team that struck out more than any other team in baseball this year in the Tampa Bay Rays. But they get to counter with Charlie Morton, and if anything, he's been even better than Buehler. 3 starts, 15 2/3, 11 hits, 0 home runs, and just 1 earned run over those 15 2/3. So, Buehler's given up just 2 home runs in his 19 innings. So, both of these teams' preferred method of scoring seems to be like it's going to be curtailed tonight. And I know the Dodgers kept the line moving there earlier in the series and were able to put up a bunch of runs that way. But normally these 2 teams are teams that are going to bop.
Yep.
So, yeah, I would lean towards full game under here with the 7.5. I think both of these bullpens are finally a little bit rested. They're better than they've shown in the early games of the series. I expect the bullpens to step up as well. I think we get a good old fashioned grind fest, and I'm like you. I think this is a pretty evenly matched up series game right here. I lean towards taking the Rays and the value there at plus, what did I say, 136, 135.
Something like that. It wouldn't surprise me if the Dodgers win, of course, because I do think they are the more talented team. But based on the actual odds itself, I don't think the Dodgers should be this big of a favorite. I think that this line probably should be around minus 130, minus 125.
Yep, totally agree. I think the Dodgers are overpriced by about 10%, and I think that leaves us enough meat on the bone to take a swing at the Tampa Bay Rays. Can you imagine the Rays being up 2-1 in this series?
I don't see it happening, but
I know, right?
I think it is possible.
It certainly could.
They responded in their must-win situation that I said in Game 2, which we talked about because Gonsolin was on the mound and he's arguably the worst starter the Dodgers had to throw out for the series. So Tampa took advantage of it, even though Gonsolin only went 1 inning. But Snell was unbelievable for about 4 innings, and then the wheels fell off a little bit. I can't say the bullpen was that good, but LA's bullpen wasn't much better. So they kind of just took turns trading off runs, and the Rays held on. So
let me ask you this, Scott. And I know we're going to get out of here, but do you think Dave Roberts' confidence in Dustin May is shaken just a little bit after he basically got lit up in the last game?
The truth is that Dustin May is a pitcher who I don't fully understand because a lot of people really like him. I know he's got really good stuff. It's just, is he a starter or is he a bullpen guy? You gotta pick something.
Yeah, he's kind of made him a swing guy, kind of a jack of all trades for this series.
You can't have him in the regular season be a guy who's pitching every 5 days and then say, "Oh, we're going to throw you in like 3 straight games for 1 inning." Like, no, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, plus he's a kid. He doesn't have the experience to be able to go back and forth like that. And I think it's even more important when you're a young pitcher like that to keep in your same rhythm and not disrupt your routine. And he's had no kind of routine in this postseason. So
yeah, I mean, I remember back in the day, way back in the day, you had Tampa Bay. Then when they made the World Series the first time, they used David Price out of the bullpen against Boston, which I remember because he just came up and they were talking about how it's a question we'll bring him out of the pen, and that worked. But for most players, especially with the very weird season and just the fact that he is very young and he's used to pitching every 5 days, using him in your high leverage situations, or not even fully high leverage, but to use him as damage control, not really a big fan of that move. I think you should probably go to somebody else, like a veteran, maybe an Alex Wood. I'm not a big Alex Wood guy, but he's experience. He's been there before, whatever. But every time May comes in, he gives up runs, and I don't really know why he keep doing it.
Yeah, agreed. All right. So there you go, bud. Short and sweet. That's a baseball show for today. I think you and I
we're kind of in full agreement here.
Yeah, pretty much on the same side and on the same.
I do think the Dodgers will win, but I do think the value is on Tampa. But I do like the under because I do think that this game itself, would it surprise you if this game finished 4-2? No. And
yeah, absolutely not. I think one of these teams is stuck. I think one of these teams scores 2 or less.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me.
And I think that should leave us plenty of meat on the bone for the under there. So, all right, there you go, guys. That's a baseball show for today. Scott and I coming down on the same side, complete agreement. So, you know what that means.
Make the other side.
Make the other side. No, we've actually been pretty good. So take that for what it is. And I actually, Scott, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will. I've made 4.
I don't even know what that means.
Toot your own horn?
No, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I will. What does that mean?
It means I'll force myself.
You're either doing it or you're not doing it.
It means I'm doing it reluctantly.
I'm just saying nobody's forcing you to do it, but sure, you go ahead.
I'm not going to do it.
You go ahead. Anyway, so you get 4 and something?
I've hit all 4 baseball picks.
Nice.
2 freebies, 2 premiums, including a premium pick, or including a parlay the other day.
In no way did you just jinx yourself for Game 3.
Yeah, we got to explain correlated parlays the other day, Scott. It was pretty exciting. We should have been around for that.
I don't know who we is, but sure.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So yes, bet as you will. Take the over in the Dodgers. Knock yourself out. No, I think I would
look at the strikeout props for both starting pitchers.
That's true too. Yeah, I would. If you get any kind of price, especially on
Bueller could have a
Especially on
pretty good.
On Bueller strikeouts. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if
He'll
I
probably
see.
be around 7.5, maybe 8, 8.5. If I had to guess.
See what we got here. Funny you should ask. Bueller is 7.5.
Okay, that's what I thought it would be.
Morton is 5.5. So you figure Bueller's
What's the juice on Bueller?
not much. 14 minus 114. Or minus actually it's minus 114 both sides.
I would take the over on that. Bueller's their workhorse guy. I mean, I question though, does he still have the blister issue? Because I haven't heard about it in like 3 weeks.
I haven't either.
They're just gone.
Those things really don't go away.
That's what I'm wondering. Nobody's talked about it.
But it hasn't seemed to have been effective. It hasn't seemed
He's been walking some guys, but he gets out of trouble every time.
Yeah,
I'm just curious because I know that was an issue early on, but nobody said anything about it.
No, it's seemed to at least hasn't affected him so far. Maybe affected his ability to go long, because he's he's
still usually going around 6.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, he hasn't really stretched it out. He hasn't pitched into the 7th or 8th or any kind
That's
of.
fair.
But when you're walk-up any guys, you're not going to be very efficient with your pitches. So he's made 19 innings in 4 starts. So okay, yeah, I like that. I like that prop too for over 7.5. I think that's solid.
Yep.
So, all right, there you go. That's a baseball show, everybody. And if you want to find out even more information, get an even deeper dive into this one, don't forget to check out winnersandwhiners.com. Deep dives into not just baseball, but football, basketball, hockey. You know the drill. Every game played in North America every single day. We're writing about it. You're betting on it. So you get over there to Winners and Whiners and check it out. For myself, for Scott Reichel, for all of us over here at Winners and Whiners, appreciate you guys watching today. Hope that every one of those tickets in your pocket turns into cash money. And we'll see you next time on Today in Sports Betting. Have a great day, everybody.